Hi.
1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you.
Why, hello there, and thank you for tuning in to another video here on the Ayanni Wynter Channel. As you can see, I look a little bit different. I did it, guys. I finally cut off my hair. Now, some people may have missed my natural hair journey video from way back when I heat damaged my hair in this picture here. But what I was talking about was I was growing my hair out and transitioning so I could grow my hair out because I heat damaged it. So I had to start my natural hair journey all over again. But I deviated from the plan just a little bit. So the initial plan was for me to just grow my hair out, transition, get it pretty long, and then cut the straight pieces off. Well, I got tired of that because I ended up dealing with 3 different textures in my head all at once. So I had the new growth growing from my scalp. Then I had like this line of demarcation where it was like kind of curly, but not my true curl pattern. And then I had like the bone straight heat damaged pieces, which was very no bueno. When I was transitioning, taking care of 3 different hair textures in my head, I was mainly doing braids, which was fine for a little bit. However, that tension on my edges started to show through. And as you also may know, my hair on the edges were thinning really badly. And for that reason specifically, that is why I did not want to cut my hair, because I knew once I cut it, you'd be able to see the little bald / thinning spots. However, do we see them here? Do we? No!
Jesus Christ.
I started using minoxidil, which is the generic brand name for Rogaine, on my edges right here. And I also just started using Sacred, you know, Beyonce's hair care line, the edge drops. I haven't been using them frequently enough to actually see results. However, the minoxidil, if you've ever used Rogaine or minoxidil, it dries your scalp out really bad because it has a lot of alcohol in it. So I think it has actually changed my curl pattern in the front. Also, I would get like real big flaky patches in my hair and my scalp would turn like a grayish white you'll see it in the video that I'm about to show, like doing the whole process of cutting my hair. But it looked really bad. And so then when I would follow up with the edge drops in the corners, it would kind of like alleviate some of those dry patches and irritation and some of that gray white hue that was on my hair. So once I got these growed out, I was like, yeah, it's time to cut. So once I finally made the decision to cut my hair, I had to find somebody in my area to cut it, right? Well, the problem with that is I stay in a very big city. I stay in Houston, on the outskirts of Houston, and everybody to do my hair was in Houston, in the city. Not only were they in the city, they charged the arm and a leg for a wash, haircut, and style. And I was just like, ugh. And I was already pretty apprehensive about cutting my hair. So when you cost a lot and you're really far away and I'm kind of iffy about your work, I was just like, I don't know. I had planned to cut my hair back in early July, but because I couldn't find anybody to cut my hair, that got delayed. So finally and reluctantly, I asked my mom to cut my hair. The reason I say reluctantly is because my mama did not want to cut my hair. Like, I had to ask her several times to actually cut my hair, and she did not want to cut it off. She was just like, just give it time, just give it time, just give it time. I got tired of doing it. She does my hair most of the time. She got tired of doing it, so I was like, let's just cut it off. But the problem is she did not want to cut too low. So you'll see in the video, like during the process, me like low-key getting agitated with my mama because she wouldn't cut it as short as I wanted it to be. And rightfully so, because I initially just wanted the damaged pieces cut off. But then when I didn't like how the shape was looking, and like I said, you'll see that in the video, when I wasn't feeling the shape of my hair, I was like, go lower. And she was like, you sure? And I'm like, go lower. Like, I low-key snapped at my mama like, go lower. So trying not to mess up the vibe, my mama went ahead and like cut my hair the way I wanted her to. And really, it was one of those you gotta trust the process moments, because you could see me looking at myself in the mirror and I was just like, what have I done? Like, I'm so upset with myself. Why did I do this? And then you see me gradually like getting myself together, but you'll see in the video. Please note that I recorded the video in portrait mode instead of landscape because I was like really nervous about it and had so much on my mind. So if you're watching on a computer, I'm sorry. If you're watching on your phone, turn it portrait mode. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it.
This is me during the takedown process. Look how thick the roots of my hair are compared to the damaged ends. That completely had to go. It looked a whole mess. And as you can see here, the front side of my head was so much more damaged, and you can see exactly where it needs to be cut. Look at all the progress we've made from the minoxidil and edge drops. Now there is like a little white cast you can see on my edges from the minoxidil being very drying, but otherwise look how much we've grown. And this is the part where I really think I messed up, because I really think I should have taken my hair down from the braids and then detangled it so we could have a better like cutting process, but I didn't. I was feeling myself and I was just ready to get the hair off. I was so ready to get the hair off. I didn't mentally prepare for what was about to happen. So my mom was getting ready to cut my hair and she did not want to cut it short enough. Like she was just like here, and I had to actually show her where I actually wanted my hair to be cut, because I was like, no ma'am, cut where it needs to be cut, right? I was so anxious and super nervous, but my mom was like super excited for me, and I was trying to keep like the vibes up, and she was trying to keep the vibes up, but absolutely not. So here goes the first cut, and she just snipped and she cut way too low. I was so like, please go up, please cut more. Like this is me telling her to cut more, and she was just like, okay, I'll cut a little bit more, but she still didn't cut enough. She kept saying like, oh, we'll cut more later after you wash it, we'll cut more later, but I just wanted like the bulk of the length off right then and there. So that's like where my attitude started to set in. But anyways, our grand reveal in 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Little curl, boy, little curl. Okay.
I was so happy to have those damaged ends off. Like I was dancing. I was so happy. But that excitement was very short-lived, because like I told you, I should have detangled my hair beforehand, before the wash, before the cut, and I didn't. So all this excitement quickly faded away after I washed my hair. My hair was so tangled. The shape was not giving. It was too much bulk on my hair, and I did not think it would be saved. So my mom was like, let me cut it and shape it up some more, cut a little more off, and see if you like it then. And so this whole part I had to completely edit out, because I was getting so upset, and I actually like snapped at my mama, but she was trying to keep the vibes upbeat and trying to be like happy and stuff and try to like make me happy. So I was so thankful for my mom for that. And eventually she definitely did eat. She definitely did get the stuff together. And after I snapped at my mom, she had to call my grandma to like keep herself from not getting an attitude with me. And she really did her thing on this one, because you could definitely see how I look in the next clip. I was so satisfied with how my hair turned out. My mama really did her big one. Low-key looked like Frank Mitchell, but we was gonna fix that once we did the wash and go. Products I used on my hair were Eco Gel, leave-in conditioner, and just a whole lot of water. Now I have low porosity hair, so I had to spray and spray and spray till water was basically dripping down my face, because for whatever reason my hair does not absorb water. I went and got a towel to keep the water out of my face and literally just had to rub the water all through my hair, and believe it or not, it still was dry in the middle. Once I got my hair as wet as I could get it, I put about 3 pumps of the Shea Moisture leave-in conditioner in my hair. I just transferred into an easier bottle that I got from Amazon. That's why it's in a pump, and I just worked that through my whole head. Now in hindsight, my hair was still very dry. The products were just sitting on my hair, and I should have invested in better wash and go products, but I was just so excited to get my hair cut off in style. Now it was time for the styling product. Now my hair was still very dry, so I had to spray it periodically. I combed through each section and then followed up with Eco Styler. Now I did shingle and finger coil each section of my hair, because my hair was not curling like it usually does, but I worked from back to front throughout my whole head, repeating the same process of shingling, combing, and spraying with water. And here, once I got to the front of my hair, I was having a lot of problems trying to get my hair to curl, because that was the most drying section of my hair from applying the minoxidil constantly. I think the minoxidil was contributing to part of the front of my hair not taking on water, so I got like super agitated and just decided to move on to the crown, spray some water on my edges where I applied the minoxidil, and come back to that. So the middle part did not let me down at all. The crown was crowning and curling just the way I needed it to. It just needed a little bit of extra Eco Gel, and then it was doing its thing. But don't worry, the frustration set in once more when I got back to the front of my hair, and for the life of me, it would once again not curl. No matter how much Eco Gel, no matter how much water, it was rough. It did not want to take on water. It did not want to curl. And also, the front of my hair, the curls are typically softer and looser than the back, but for whatever reason they weren't curling at all this time. And I knew it wasn't from the heat damage because my hair has always been this way, and I knew it was very much from the minoxidil, the constant use of the minoxidil on my head. So this is me staying in the same section. I worked on this section for about a smooth 10 minutes trying to get my hair to freaking curl. You can literally see the worry start to set in real time as I cannot get this freaking section of my hair to curl. No matter how much water, no matter how much Eco Gel, it would not curl. Finger coiling didn't even help it. So eventually I kind of just accepted defeat, really. Luckily, I finally got it looking how it was looking. Still not super defined, but I was feeling myself, poo. So now it was time for the edge control. Now, by this time, it was 10 o'clock at night, so I really didn't need to set my edges, but I did want to just complete the look and run downstairs and show my mom how it finally turned out, because she was in the bed about to go to sleep. And as I was hitting my little swoops, I was getting more and more excited because the whole look was finally coming together. Now, I've never been really good at laying baby hair, but I decided just to kind of try my best with the edge control or braid gel and do both sides of my hair. Along the part, super defined. On the other side, with no part, just a little swoop, just a little something, nothing too much. And just like that, the final look is complete. You know, I had to hit the 360, turn around. I'm so excited to start my natural hair journey all over again. I do have to invest in some better products, so I will definitely be taking suggestions, but until next time, bye guys.